How's it going, everybody? Sam Hardy here. If this is the first time you're watching me. Today we got a mental one. How to eliminate all worry to be able to achieve anything that you want. We all know that worry is something that we all humans experience. And the thing is that there's always a healthy amount and a moderate amount, but worry is what for a lot of people is what limits them. It's what holds them back. It doesn't make them feel comfortable in any situation. They can't fully be happy or satisfied if you're always worried about something. Quick backstory on myself. I used to be probably the most anxious person that I knew. I couldn't enjoy anything throughout elementary school, middle school, and some parts of high school even. I always had an anxious brain. So everything that I'm talking about in this video is from personal experience and through years of practice. So I hope you guys find this helpful. And I hope you guys use it in your own life, and I hope it benefits you to be able to achieve anything that you want. Getting right into it, get outside. Do what I'm doing right now. You saw from the clips, I'm outside just enjoying the nature and enjoying the sun. And we're animals. We need to see the sun. We need to see other people. And we need to get fresh air. We can't stay inside our house. Because we're animals, our brain, things don't feel right when we're stuck inside all day. And I think that many people can agree with this, is that the day doesn't feel right if we were stuck inside the whole day. We really need to get outside. We need to see green trees, or if it's winter, we just need to see nature. We need to see other people. We need to see the sun. Every day we have to get outside a little bit. Recently, I've been trying to apply this more because recently I've been super productive, getting all the work done, whatever. You got to spend time outside, even if it's doing completely nothing but enjoying the outside. We have to get outside every day. Our brains truly need the outside time. Second one, most important, without a doubt, if you're to only watch one part of the video, I hope you watch this part. Get off the phone. We are animals, like I said. Our brains are not adapted for modern technology stimulation. We sit there often just scrolling. Many people just sit there scrolling, watching videos, watching Netflix, watching movies. And in moderation, some of these things are okay. Watching a movie every once in a while, if it's a weekend, you're with your parents or your girlfriend, whatever, you want to watch a movie, I think that's completely fine. I don't think that would ruin anybody's mental state if that's really what you're doing, like moderation. The real problem, in my opinion, is when it comes to scrolling. I think scrolling is the number one worst thing to happen to my really everybody, but mostly what it's most common is people in my age group, the new generation coming up, people becoming adults. Our brains are not meant to deal with it. So scrolling and this overstimulation on screens and with technology it's the number one cause of unhappiness. It's the number one cause of anxiety, and it's the number one cause of brain fog. People can't think clearly. I think it's called TikTok brain. It's like a name for it. Your brain has been rotted from all the stimulation that we have at our hands, at our disposal now. Our brains need downtime. We're not meant to have so much stimulation. So when you scroll, it just completely ruins it. It stuffs your brain full of unnecessary garbage. If you want to feel like life, if you want life to feel like before COVID, pre-COVID life, people always talk about this. If you want to feel like a kid again, these are all common things that people talk about. They want to feel this. You have to get off the phone, and you have to delete all the unnecessary social media. If I don't use social media as a tool, it's gone. I don't have Twitter, because I don't use Twitter. I have Instagram. I like to post Instagram and YouTube. Those are my two personal brand and social media outreaches that I use. I don't have TikTok. And I use Snapchat for communication because us young people, we like to use Snapchat for some reason. But I would 100% recommend to you guys that you don't use any social media that's not for a sole purpose of something. If you're not posting on it, and if you're not communicating on it, purely communicating, not like I communicate and scroll. If it's just for communication, I would 100% delete it. You have to live the real world. Get outside. Look at that sunlight coming. You can't really see it that well. But we have to get outside in the real world and focus on our own lives. We're not meant to see other people's lives. It's not how our brains were designed. It's why we feel so anxious and we don't feel like life's right anymore. It's because after COVID, pre-COVID, the real difference is that everybody got TikTok during COVID, and then they just never stopped. We just have overstimulated our brains. Number 3, what I usually put on the top of anything, because I truly believe that fitness is the number one thing that any human can do, especially if you're a male, but is exercise. And from a mental standpoint, our central nervous system needs to push, pull, and struggle a little bit to feel right, because we're animals. This really comes down to the fact that we're animals and that our brains haven't adapted. Everything that I'm talking about kind of comes down to that. But if we don't struggle throughout the day, if you're a couch potato, some people may think that you're less anxious if you're just taking it easy all the time. Not true. Our central nervous systems have to struggle. You have to struggle a little bit. Go on a hike, do some push-ups. Even if you're not like a gym rat, you don't have to be necessarily to feel the mental benefit. Just go on a hike, go outside, run a little bit. Do something that just challenges your body a little bit. If you don't do any of that, your brain kind of doesn't know what to do with itself, and your central nervous system doesn't. We're meant to struggle a little bit. So do some reasonable good struggle, which is exercise. And number 4, I wanted to keep this video nice and short, but I call this a little bonus. This is a great practice that I've recently started doing. I call it practicing boredom. So what I like to do for 10 to 20 minutes is sit in a room, close the door, make sure nobody's talking to you, there's no music playing. Preferably do this if you're alone. It's great to do alone in the house. So go in a room and literally just observe the room. Look at the ceiling, look at the lamp, look at the rug, look at the dresser, whatever's in your room, and just observe it. Like, look at it, and like, it's supposed to be boring. That's the whole point. So, and the thing is that you can get any stimulation that you can put your hands on nowadays. So we have to practice boredom. We have to actively set aside time and search for boredom. I think that's kind of funny that we have to try to be bored now, because there's so many opportunities. If you live in a first world country and have a phone, you could be not bored 100% of the time if you wanted to, which is dangerous for our brains. Our brains need boredom. Why was everything so special when we were kids? Why was everything so special pre-COVID? Because we weren't always doing something. We had downtime. Things are more special if you're bored. If you're always feeding some stimulation, from a science standpoint, it fries your dopamine, so you won't enjoy anything as much. But from a reasonable standpoint, and just how like moderation works, if you're always doing something, nothing means as much. So we have downtime, you're bored a little bit, and then when you do things, they're special. So go in a room, observe everything, and you have to do 2 things. Observe the things in the room, just look at everything, look at the patterns of everything, and keep track of your breath. Make sure you're doing deep breaths while you're looking at a lamp. Like, it's funny, but it really is, and it's really powerful. And when you do this practice, at first it's not a very pleasant experience. I mean, it's boring, and you're just kind of sitting there. And by the way, don't hum, sing, tap. Like, it is, like, you have to just sit there in complete silence and do nothing. But after like 7-ish minutes, I would say, and don't time it, I would say just do it till it feels right. But if you have to time it for your own sake, then do it. But after a little while, when you do this practice of just sitting there, looking, doing nothing, you realize that life's not moving fast. You realize all that worry of life slipping away and that life's going too fast and things have to slow down. That's all mental, because when you look around, when you look around, nothing's moving. The sun's been about there for an hour. The trees aren't moving. The birds are moving, but they're not going anywhere. Like, life doesn't move as fast as we worry about it. And that's because we're always doing something. We're always stimulating our brain. When you just sit there and have 0 stimulation, you realize that the world's not moving so fast and life's not moving so fast. And to take advantage of the moment, And this practice forces you to become present. You become present in the moment. You're in this moment, you're just sitting in a room and nothing else. And you don't have to worry about anything else. You don't have to track anything else. So yeah, just sit in a room 20 minutes a day, just looking in complete silence, taking deep breaths, and you'll realize that being bored is an awesome thing to do in the modern life that most of us live, because we have no downtime often. And that downtime, that boredom, the no stimulation times is what makes everything special, and is what gives our brains the chance to just rest and not worry. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is all stuff that I've personally done because, again, I come from an extremely anxious brain. I used to be so anxious that before school some days, I would just skip school because I couldn't do it. I would feel sick, I would throw up. I was so nervous to do stuff sometimes. But now I've really become somebody that doesn't feel that anymore. Through a lot of practice and years, but most people aren't naturally as anxious as me, so I know that you guys can do it. So I hope you guys thought this was helpful. Check out the channel. I don't usually do stuff like this. I am about fitness, mentality, and health. And this is all mental. And it all works together, because when you're not worried, and you can do the fitness and then you can do everything. So it all ties together. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Check out the channel, check out more stuff, especially if you're into fitness. You got to check it out. And I'll see you guys in the next one.